but lots of sunshine and temperatures into the upper 40s and lower 50s. More in your forecast coming up next.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, the U.S. is ramping up its military presence in the Caribbean, targeting Venezuela's embattled leader. Plus, the longest ever United States government shutdown finally comes to an end. We're live in Washington, D.C. with the latest developments. And UP lawmakers continue to express their worry of sustainable energy in the UP as the state moves forward with a clean energy plan. Your 19 News at 11 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
Welcome in. A first look at your forecast. We were back into that winter mindset with everything that we were dealing with. We will have improvements, but then it won't last for too long. You know, in the Upper Peninsula, it's just constantly flip-flopping back and forth, especially in these transition seasons of fall and spring. But for tonight, we'll waver around freezing for the Upper Peninsula. Mostly clear skies, maybe some clouds here and there, but overall the sky conditions not too bad. It may be a bit breezy throughout tomorrow, but plenty of sunshine and mild temperatures into the mid-40s. And I'll take a look at your weekend coming up shortly.
Kelly, thank you very much. The United States is expanding its largest military presence in the Caribbean in decades. Additional U.S. warships are arriving in the region to support the crackdown on an alleged drug trafficking operation led by Venezuela's dictator. Margaret Brennan has more from Washington.
America has blown up 19 small boats off Venezuela's coast, and now the Navy's largest aircraft carrier is arriving. These Venezuelan military exercises broadcast on state TV suggest the threat felt by its leader, Nicolas Maduro. David Smolansky is one of Venezuela's opposition leaders in exile, an ally of Nobel Peace Prize winner Maria Corina Machado. You're planning for the day after Maduro leaves.
Totally focused on that.
Do you really believe his days are numbered?
I strongly believe that.
Maduro's socialism impoverished the oil-rich country and created 8 million refugees. He clung to power with help from Russia, China, Cuba, and Iran, defying a loss in the general election last year. Indicted in the U.S. on narco-trafficking charges, no one has yet cashed in on that $50 million reward for his capture. President Trump is now weighing whether and how to use the military hardware he's amassed in the region.
And I think it's important the pressure that have been implemented from the U.S.
Are they consulting with you and Maria Corina Machado?
We have a constant and fluent communication with the administration. We are convinced that the transition could happen soon. When the regime falls, it will be the Berlin Wall fall of Latin America.
The Berlin Wall falling in Latin America.
Definitely.
Democrats on the House Oversight Committee released more Epstein files, and this time they mentioned President Trump by name. Weijie Zhang tells us what they say about him and the White House's response.
In one of the emails, convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein wrote to a journalist in 2019, of course Trump knew about the girls. And in 2011, to his longtime associate, Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein wrote about President Trump, Virginia spent hours at my house with him, adding he has never once been mentioned, police chief, etc. Virginia Giuffre, a survivor of Epstein abuse who died by suicide in April, once worked at Trump's Florida resort. In July, Trump spoke about Epstein taking Giuffre from her job at the Mar-a-Lago spa.
He stole her. And by the way, she had no complaints about us, as you know, none whatsoever.
Trump socialized with Epstein in the 1990s, but says he cut ties before Epstein was indicted for soliciting prostitution in 2006. The president insists he had no involvement or knowledge of Epstein's sex trafficking operation. During a 2016 deposition, Giuffre said, "I don't think Donald Trump participated in anything. I never saw or witnessed Donald Trump participate in those acts." White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt slammed Democrats for cherry-picking 3 emails out of 20,000 documents released today by Congress.
Separate from why you believe the emails were made public, can you address their substance? Did the president ever spend hours at Jeffrey Epstein's house with a victim?
These emails prove absolutely nothing other than the fact that President Trump did nothing wrong.
On Wednesday, after weeks of delay, Democratic Congresswoman Adelita Grijalva was sworn into Congress, and she became the final signature required to force a House vote on the Justice Department releasing even more Epstein-related files. The effort includes mostly Democrats and a few Republicans.
After 43 days, the longest government shutdown in our history has ended. The president just signed the bill not too long ago. Americans saw fighting across the aisle for weeks. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp now joins us live at the U.S. Capitol. Rachel, thank you for taking the time for us. What are you hearing from lawmakers?
Good evening, Kevin. Yeah, so it really just depends on which lawmakers you talk to. Of course, Democrats and Republicans are still playing the blame game in all this. Democrats are even upset with some of their members in their own party because they didn't get to include some of those health care provisions that they really tried to include. But Republicans, for the most part, they are just feeling a sense of relief that the longest U.S. shutdown has finally been over. Now, on a 222 vote to 209, the House passed the Senate's version of the continuing resolution. It only took 43 days to get here, and we've seen the impact of and headaches the shutdown has caused. From flight cancellations to federal workers not getting paid to deferred SNAP payments, the shutdown has caused stress in almost every corner, and both sides are pointing the finger at each other. Democrats say the Trump administration was inflicting cruelty on the American people during the shutdown, saying they were trying to halt full federal funding for food stamps. Democrats tried to hold their position on including an extension of the Enhanced Affordable Care Act subsidies, but a handful of Democrats in the Senate claimed this was the best deal they could get for now to reopen the government and then later work on the ACA. But those are set to expire by the end of the year, which could cause premiums to increase. Republicans are pointing the finger at Democrats for the shutdown. They said that this would have kept funding levels the same until they worked out a more long-term deal later on. Now, on the Hill, we heard from Congressman Jack Bergman, who represents the Upper Peninsula. He says he doesn't want to do any more of these short-term deals like this moving forward.
We need to get back to full year appropriations, doing it, funding the government for a year at a time, because anytime you do short-term anything, short-term plans yield short-term results, which leads to a greater chance of failure. Longer-term planning, especially fiscally, needs to occur more here in D.C.
And Kevin, again, this is just a short-term funding measure, so it's only going to fund the government until January 30th. But it also includes additional spending measures, which include making sure those SNAP payments will be paid for the most part of 2026. Reporting live for WZMQ 19 News, I'm Rachel Knapp. Kevin, back to you.
Rachel, thank you very much. Upper Peninsula lawmakers are sounding the alarm over a state energy plan they say could cripple the region's economy. The Michigan Public Service Commission is moving forward with the state's clean energy plan, but lawmakers say it would phase out natural gas plants that currently power the Tilden mine. Company officials say the move could cost $14,000 a day in new surcharges.
There is no such thing as a thriving economy without abundant, affordable energy. They are synonymous with each other. The one requires the other. And where we are headed right now is really, like I said, it cannot be overstated. We are literally in the fight for our existence in the UP.
Lawmakers are urging the Senate to pass two bills that would extend the life of those plants through 2049. There's more about the legislation on our website, WZMQ19.com. Kelly Rowland has your first warning weather forecast when we come back. Plus, Google is going after scammers that look to steal your information online. And a new program is educating the public on how to make healthier choices when hitting the supermarket. We'll have the details when we come back.
19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture. Closed captioning sponsored by Range Bank of Upper Michigan.
Sorry, girls. Sorry. It's an all-new Kelly. That's right. Sarah Snook is here. Give it up. You play ukulele? I do. We have a ukulele. I am very relaxed. Oh, yeah. I'm in Fiji. Plus, Kelly Extra with Mariska Hargitay and comedian Kathleen Madigan. Are you really into fantasy football? I am.
It is almost a problem. Sometimes it's an addiction that doesn't pay off.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, tomorrow at 5 on WZMQ CBS.
If you don't have final expense insurance, this message is for you. Life Care provides valuable whole life insurance to help cover final expenses, medical bills, burial costs, and unpaid debt. A final expense insurance policy is fast, easy, affordable life insurance available to anyone between the ages of 50 and 80. No medical exams, no lengthy questionnaires, and no waiting period. To find out how you can get final expense insurance with a guaranteed lifetime rate lock, call 800-309-8594.
Transform your home with an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. For over 50 years, Mastercraft has been making great doors inside and out, from traditional to contemporary. Mastercraft offers styles to fit every home. Shop the best in-stock selection or design your door your way with our free step-by-step design program. Add beauty and quality to your home's exterior and get an 11% rebate on all Mastercraft doors. Now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Pure Outdoor is the first program dedicated to increasingly popular outdoor and eco sports. Individual and adventurous. Journey to the world's most exotic, breathtaking locations. Pure Outdoor.
Now, WZMQ TV19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Kelly Rowland.
Welcome back. Before we take a look at the weekend, let's look at today. And this is kind of just that deep breath time where we didn't get any snow or really too much rain. There was a few light drops. We'll see what the midnight totals officially bring us. But it was still cold today, 36 degrees. The average is 39, but we really did not warm up. Our low was 33 and the high was 36. So we didn't see too much sunshine and just a few of those, if anything, annoying type of little showers throughout the overnight. But then for tomorrow morning, we should see minimal rain. We'll have sunny skies and maybe a bit breezy, but the biggest impact now, as we're not going to have, another lake effect snow or torrential downpour type of situation for the immediate future. Whenever you get that melting of the snow and then the overnight temperatures are still freezing, melting and a refreeze can create ice. So for us humans, when you're walking to your car, and the roads might still be icy too. So even though there won't be any fresh snow or fresh rain, there still could be some impacts with everything that has fallen from that previous system. But we're looking forward, and yes, there are improvements. The sunshine will help to melt, especially for tomorrow. The winds will also start to diminish, but through the overnight, still a little bit breezy, especially for the Marquette area. But then as you start your day tomorrow and then even through the evening commute, things should really start to calm down. So we'll get clearing skies, winds should calm down. Tomorrow is shaping up for a really nice day. And then beyond that, the weekend, maybe overall B-, just for a few different reasons. Whether you're Marquette, Escanaba, Houghton, or Newberry, really the entire Upper Peninsula is following the same type of trend for this weekend. Friday going to have lots of sunshine and warmer than average temperatures. Still warm for Saturday, but then we do see another system start to push in. It won't be cold enough for snow, so any precipitation that day will be some rain. And then Sunday we'll get those temperatures going back down to the mid-30s. So even though it won't be very cold into the 20s, you can still get some wet snow or even snow at 36 degrees. So we might see a few light flurries happening on Sunday. I don't think it's a planned canceling type of weekend. There just might be some of those annoying brief showers or brief flurries flying around, and that really shouldn't be too much of a surprise in the Upper Peninsula in mid-November at this point. But the 6 to 10 day, even looking beyond the weekend, does show us a trend of warmer than average temperatures. So we were very cold the last few days, slightly warmer now over the next few. It'll go back down after the weekend. I mean, this is just a roller coaster in terms of temperatures, but that is just something that we're used to. But then that's something to look out for, like I said, with the melting and refreezing. Sometimes the ground just can't handle that. Maybe we can, but the ground might get a little stressed out, the trees too. So overall, we'll get through it all together, but the next 2 days, not looking too bad. Warmer temperatures, plenty of sunshine. Try to get outside and enjoy as much as you can. You know how the weekend looks, and we'll keep things dry at least to start off next week, but we'll also remain cold into the lower 40s and upper 30s.
All right, Kelly, thank you again. We've all gotten those sketchy text messages asking for passwords or money. Now Google is taking action. We're getting an inside look at how the tech giant is fighting back against scammers trying to steal your information. Usher Qureshi has the exclusive details.
If you've ever gotten a text like this, it could be part of a global phishing operation. The text looks legit, but it's a scam. Google says these fake stuck package or unpaid toll messages are part of a massive criminal network called Lighthouse that's stolen information through phishing and smishing scams, in which recipients are tricked into revealing personal information.
These scammers ended up compromising anywhere from 15 to 100 million potential credit cards within the U.S. and impacted, at our current estimates, over 1 million victims.
Halima Delane Prado is the general counsel for Google. She told us in an exclusive interview the company filed what it calls a first-of-its-kind lawsuit under the RICO Act, typically used to take down organized crime rings. The case targets unknown operators listed as John Does 1 through 25, who allegedly built a phishing-as-a-service platform to power mass text attacks.
Would this suit help victims recover any losses?
I would say specifically no. The idea for this is to actually be a deterrent for future criminals to create similar enterprises. It's also to take down the infrastructure in and of itself.
The company says it found more than 100 fake sites using Google's logo to trick people into handing over passwords or credit card numbers. According to its complaint, Google estimates the group has stolen sensitive information linked to tens of millions of credit cards in the U.S. alone. Alongside the lawsuit, Google is throwing its support behind 3 bipartisan bills aimed at curbing scams and fraud.
What's the single biggest change you'd like to see in U.S. law?
I'd actually like to see more support for our law enforcement agencies. They need a lot of tooling, tools, tracking to actually help them combat this globally. And so looking at common sense bipartisan legislation that helps that effort is the sort of biggest bang for the buck.
Cybersecurity firm CEO Kevin Goschak says while recovering lost money is a challenge, legal action could make a dent.
Do you think lawsuits like Google's will actually deter scammers, or is it mostly symbolic?
It has an impact on the ecosystem. So there's really kind of right now 3 major players. And really, I think what they're looking to do is send a message to all 3. It's like you go after the big one. If you can take it down effectively, the other 2 start second guessing, hey, should we be in this business or should we get out of this business?
Google's move may be as much about precedent as punishment, using a racketeering law from the 1970s to target a 21st century digital crime.
To avoid text scams, never click on links or reply to unknown messages. On your iPhone, turn on Filter Unknown Senders and Filter Junk. On Android, switch on Spam Protection and forward any scam text you get to SPAM or 7726. That'll help your mobile carrier investigate and block future spam. Just remember, those filters can also catch legitimate messages from numbers not in your contacts. So you should check your unknown senders or spam folder once in a while.
The grocery store can be an overwhelming place when you're trying to watch what you're eating. Jared Hill introduces us to a program that is teaming up dietitians with patients to help them make healthier choices.
At this ShopRite in New Milford, New Jersey,
we have lots of produce in this department.
These shoppers are actually a group of patients with diabetes and prediabetes from Hackensack University Medical Center, learning how to make healthier choices.
Carbs and vegetables, they don't really affect your blood sugar.
Aisle by aisle, registered dietitian Lynette Hemley with Insera Supermarkets is arming them with information.
Managing diabetes requires so many different aspects: food, medication, wellness, but I'm focusing on food today, what they can eat to manage their blood sugar.
Like very ripe bananas tend to be higher in sugar.
You could have that later on in the day, not first thing in the morning when your blood sugar could either be very high or very low.
I like beets. She mentioned that it was high in sugar content, which I really didn't know that.
And why to choose whole grain over white.
You get more fiber, more protein.
In this aisle,
if you're having some cereal, be careful with your portions.
everyone grabs their favorite breakfast item.
What's the sugar in that, the added sugar?
12 grams.
12 grams. So 12 grams, so that's like 3 teaspoons of sugar.
I didn't even know there was proteins in cereal.
Right.
Kevin Turner, who is pre-diabetic, is here with his daughter.
With this introduction of the food choices in the supermarket, kind of helps me narrow down and make better choices.
This really helped me a lot.
It's been more than a year since Andrea Gillespie was diagnosed with prediabetes.
It was like a punch to the stomach, like I need to make some changes.
So that's what she's doing now.
Look at the labels, sodium intake, your sugar intake, your carb intake.
Lessons these shoppers can all take on their next shopping trip.
Mike Ludlam takes us through our sports headlines. When we come back, he'll bring us the highlights from a volleyball matchup between Bay College and Gogibic Community College. Or excuse me, he's going to correct that when we come back.
our home, full of beauty, energy, and opportunity. But in today's world, your business needs more than foot traffic. It needs screen traffic. That's where PowerPlay Digital comes in. Digital advertising that delivers. We bring your message to life on streaming platforms, mobile apps, websites, social media, and beyond. Reach more people, grow your brand, get results. PowerPlay Digital. Put your business in front of the eyes that matter across every screen.
Ladies, while the guys are getting ready to hunt, stop by Queen City Running Company for an all-day ladies' night this Thursday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. We'll have special deals like $25 off regular priced shoes, 30% off all Queen City running apparel, 30% off sports bras, 25% off accessories, and so much more. Queen City Running Company's Ladies' Night, all day Thursday, November 13th from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. at Queen City Running Company in Marquette.
Getting ready, we all have our routine. Finding an outfit. Fixing your hair. And all the other little touches. Gum, check. Keys, check. Phone, check. But of all the things you remember to bring with you, naloxone could be the most important. It can reverse an opioid overdose. You can get it without a prescription in most states, and it's really easy to use. If you or someone you know is at risk for opioid overdose, naloxone could save their life. Keep it on you and at home. For more information about naloxone, visit cdc.gov/stop-overdose.
Good evening, everyone. The Bay women's basketball team is ranked 24th in the latest National Junior Community College Association Division II poll. Bay men's doubleheader tonight at home against Gogibic Community College. So let's go to Escanaba. And for the visitors, Ishpeming's Peyton Kakari will drive and score. She had 10 points for the Sampsons. Next for Bay, Barriga's McKenna Hendrickson ahead to Marquette's Aubrey Blackburn for 2. She contributed 11 points. Again for Bay, St. Ignace's Jillian Frazier with the steal. She goes coast to coast for the layup. She was good for 15 on the night. Back the other way now for GCC. Ironwood's Hannah Vaughn leads a break to Iron Mountain's Macy Linsenbigler for the bucket. Linsenbigler, a pretty good night, 20 points and 12 rebounds to pace the Sampsons. Back the other way, Barker Harris's Mackenzie Hoffmeyer to Marinette's Chloe Seymour. Little move and a drive off the window, 2 of her 9 points. Then a steal by Bark River Harris's Lauren Zawada ahead to Marquette's Blackburn. Over to Bark River Harris's Nina Bauer for 2 of her 19. And the Norse led 37-20 after 1. Bay had 6 players in double figures and outscored Gogibic in every quarter, winning 112-74. The Norse were led by St. Ignace's Addison Cullen, who had 21 points and 7 rebounds. They host Oakland Community College Friday. GCC is 1-3 and hosts Minnesota State Community and Technical College on Friday. Now, for the men's contest, a nice pass inside for Bay, and that's Savion Johnson for 2. He had a double-double of 11 points and 10 rebounds. Then the ball is stolen underneath the GCC basket. Adam Page turns, and he heads up court, finishes strong with the layup. He led the Norse with 20 points and 4 steals. Next, it's Jakai Richmond controlling the ball over the Munising's Trevor Nolan for 3. He contributed 8 on the evening. Adam Page also shows he can hit from behind the arc. He had a couple of those, and it was a good start for the Norse. To the other end of the court, Sampsons will grab an offensive rebound. Quick passing to Ben Solkowskis for the jumper in the lane. He had a dozen. Bay misses next from the outside, but Ishpeming's Caden Luma will start a pass to Enrique Moreno Bautista to Owen Robinson. Back to Caden Luma, cans the short J. He led all scores with 24 points and grabbed 6 rebounds. Bay squandered a big lead, but recovered to post a 79-65 victory. There has been a location change for tomorrow night's high school Division III regional volleyball final between Traverse City St. Francis and Jeffers. The Gladiators and Jets will now play at Munising High School with a start time of 6 o'clock. In Division IV, Ishpeming and Forest Park still will play at Lance High School beginning at 7 Eastern, 6 Central Time. Also in Division IV, Atlanta and Newberry will have their regional final at Pellston. Start time for that one is 6 o'clock. 3 Upper Peninsula cross-country runners have qualified for Team Michigan in a 3-state meet this weekend. Sault Ste. Marie's Gabe Litzner, Marquette's Ella Fury, and Pickford's Talia Schreiber also fared very well last weekend at the Michigan Meet of Champions. Those 3 plus 21 other runners from the state will be representing Michigan at the Mid-East Meet of Champions in Ohio this upcoming weekend. By the way, WZMQ 19 also learned today that Litzner will continue his running career at Oakland University in the Lower Peninsula. NMU interim football head coach Billy Lindquist is looking forward to Senior Day when the Wildcats close out the season at home against Wayne State. The Wildcats defeated Davenport 47-45 in 4 overtimes last weekend. Lindquist wants to keep that momentum going.
We want to get a win in the Dome and send them out the right way, and I think our guys will play for them and play for everybody in that group. So it's a big deal. It's their last go around playing college football, and it's a pretty special experience. So, our job as the underclassmen and the staff is to try to make sure that they have that experience to go out the right way.
NMU redshirt freshman running back Noah Dolbert has been named the GLIAC Offensive Player of the Week for the 2nd time this season. Dolbert rushed for 33 times for 243 yards and 4 touchdowns, while adding the game-winning 2-point conversion in the 4th overtime to get that win over Davenport. Kickoff Saturday against Wayne State is 1 o'clock at the Superior Dome. The NCAA has placed Michigan State football on 3 years probation for violations that occurred when Mel Tucker was the head coach. The violations occurred due to the participation of 3 ineligible players. MMSU will vacate. That means see you later. All 14 wins from the past 3 seasons. The school spokesperson confirmed. That includes all 5 wins last season during Jonathan Smith's first year as head coach. The Spartans also will be penalized $30,000 plus 1.5% of the football program's budget. Let us turn to Major League Baseball for the 2nd year in a row. Tarek Skubal is your American League Cy Young Award winner. 13-6 record, a 2.21 earned run average, and 241 strikeouts. Skubal becomes the first pitcher to win back-to-back Cy Youngs since Jason DeGrom of 2018 and 19, and the first AL pitcher since Pedro Martinez in 1999 and 2000. Pittsburgh's Paul Skeens is the National League Cy Young Award winner. He was unanimous. And turning to basketball, Pistons back in action tonight against the Chicago Bulls, and it was Paul Reed night for the Pistons. He ended up with 28 points and 13 rebounds. A lot of people injured, but the Pistons won this one by the count of 124-113. Charlotte beat Milwaukee 111-100, and we will be right back.
Shop our huge selection of Amish-crafted dining room sets at Kirkish Furniture in Houghton. Browse our large in-stock collection and customize with a special order. With 1-year no-interest financing available, plus free delivery. Shop Kirkish Furniture today.
An official message from Medicare.
Medicare plans change from one year to the next. And this year, it's important for you to review your current coverage and compare all your options during Medicare open enrollment. Compare health plans. Compare drug coverage. Compare costs. See if you can save. And make sure your drugs are covered. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Compare plans now at Medicare.gov.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Get an 11% rebate at Menards. We're your one-stop shop for everything you need. Get truckloads of savings on items for everyone in your household. We have it all, from big to small and everything in between. Gorilla tapes, glues, and sealants are perfect for jobs around the house, indoors and out. Grab a tube of waterproof caulk and seal for just $7.47 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Pure Outdoor is the first program dedicated to increasingly popular outdoor and eco sports. Pure Outdoor.
Do you know what MASH stands for?
I don't know, sir.
It might mean marriage always scares hot lips.
I want to marry you.
No. What about mules are short horses?
That's supposed to be clever.
Memorably absurd side-splitting humor?
Sounds good to me.
But what does it actually mean?
MASH means mobile. Army Surgical Hospital.
See what MASH means to you.
Weekdays and Sundays at 7 on MeTV 19.1. Escanaba reporter Lily Simmons on WZMQ 19 News.
And a final look at your forecast. Things are starting to dry out, but it's still cold, but this is seasonal for us going into tonight. And if you got to see the northern lights, make sure to try to send in a picture from our Facebook or email. But if there is another chance, we still have about now until 2 a.m. Maybe there will be another little burst of that potential, especially with mostly clear skies across the Upper Peninsula. Maybe we have a decent chance. And tomorrow we'll keep things clear. We'll have sunshine. It'll be breezy, though. That'll be the worst of whatever we will experience weather-wise. So not too bad. Get out and enjoy as much as you can. We have the rain chances to a minimum down into that low chance for really the next 48 hours. We're not going to see the next best chance of rain, unfortunately, until the weekend, but it's not a washout of a weekend. It will be warmer to start things off into the upper 40s, but we are going to see the temperatures go back down. We're on this temperature roller coaster back down to the mid to lower 30s. Could see a few snowflakes, but everything will be much more calm to start off this upcoming week ahead.
Sounds good, Kelly. Thank you. And finally tonight, a convenience store and fuel station chain has expanded its reach in the UP to include Delta County. Quick Trip opened its 6th Upper Peninsula location in Escanaba this morning, adding nearly 50 new jobs to the area. The Wisconsin-based chain operates more than 900 stores across the country and produces its own dairy products, baked goods, and other foods. This afternoon, local staff and corporate leadership joined the Delta County Chamber of Commerce for a ribbon cutting.
As someone who grew up and lived for most of their life in Escanaba, I'm extremely proud to be able to bring our company, Fresh Pot Products, but most of all, our culture to my hometown.
This store brings a great addition to our waterfront community, bringing jobs, options, and the kind of friendly service that Quick Trip is really known for.
Quick Trip also presented $2,000 checks to the Escanaba Public Safety Department. That is all the time we have, everyone. We'll catch you back here again tomorrow.
Fox Marquette Ford is bringing you great deals every month, all year long. Now through November, lease a 2025 Ford Bronco Big Bend, 4-wheel drive for $489 a month for 36 months with zero due at signing. Fox Marquette Ford. Experience the difference.
Our home, full of beauty, energy, and opportunity. But in today's world, your business needs more than foot traffic. It needs screen